Published 2334 EDT, the 21st of August 2017. Updated 0107 EDT, the 22nd of August 2017. A Brisbane pub owner wanted to make sure Prince Frederik wasn't a terrorist before letting him in. A pub owner wanted to make sure Danish Crown Prince Frederik wasn't a terrorist before turning him away because he didn't have any identification. Australia's draconian liquor laws made headlines after Prince Frederik, 49, and his security entourage were bounced from the Jade Buddha bar in Brisbane just before midnight on Friday. Co-owner Phil Hogan told Sunrise his first thought was to make sure the prince and his gun-wielding cronies weren't plotting a terror attack. "You've got 6 guys there with guns and plain clothes," he said. "My brother Gary rang me and he said, 'What do you think?' And I said, well, the first thing is we've got to make sure they're not terrorists. It wasn't until Mr. Hogan was sent a photo of the ID for the prince's head of security that the bar owner realized they were kosher. I said, no, they're kosher. I recognized that name from when the Mexican First Lady came in. We know they're not terrorists, and we know they're real police, but now we're in a catch-22, because if we let him in we do so in front of 6 police officers and we potentially break the law." Scroll down for video. Prince Frederik is currently in Australia without his wife, Princess Marie, who chose to stay in Denmark rather than return to her home nation. Prince Frederik and his entourage were denied entry to the Jade Buddha bar pictured just before midnight on Friday evening because they did not have identification. "Just because a policeman tells you to shoot someone doesn't make it legal," he said. Hogan said Prince Frederik was standing quietly through the discussions between the pub's bouncers and his security team. "He seemed like a very nice bloke. We said we believe you, but we're worried about getting into trouble with liquor licensing, so then they left. They came back though." The group left the establishment but returned 15 minutes later armed with 7 Queensland police officers who confirmed the identity of the prince. The Crown Prince is not the only famous face to enjoy a tipple at the Jade Buddha bar. It wasn't too many years ago when Kim Kardashian came through Brisbane. She only had one function in the city and it was upstairs at Jade Buddha. "It must be been recommended," Mr. Hogan said. After the Crown Prince returned to the venue 15 minutes later with identification, he was let in, and wasted no time in making a beeline straight to the bar. So, while the venue manager is racing around like a lunatic organizing cocktail waitresses for his group, the prince just walks up to the bar and the guy that served him said, "Hey dude, what can I get for you?" Mr. Hogan said. The Denmark royal has been in Australia this month competing in the Hamilton Island Race Week. Prince Frederik, Princess Josephine, Prince Vincent, Princess Mary posed before the children's first school day pictured. "I bought a dark and stormy dark rum and ginger beer, so to give him credit, he seems like a very nice fellow. I jokingly said to my brother if he had Mary with him he would have waltzed." And after Prince Frederik's farcical experience at the Jade Buddha, One Nation has announced it would scrap ID scanners at Queensland pubs if it holds the balance of power after the state election. According to AAP, the policy would remove ID scanners, abolish safe night precincts and establish a 3 a.m. closing time for all bars. The Denmark royal has been in Australia this month competing in the Hamilton Island Race Week. He is currently in Australia without his wife, Princess Marie, who chose to stay in Denmark rather than return to her home nation. The two famously met in a Sydney pub during the Olympics in 2000. The owner of the bar located on the Eagle Street Pier intervened before the situation could become any more embarrassing, and the prince and his party entered the club. "It's a stupid law. We always thought it was going to be a nightmare," the bar's co-owner Phil Hogan told The Telegraph. "This is just the tip of the iceberg with the prince. It's happening all the time with normal people." Prince Frederik and his group were reportedly shocked by the denial, and quickly enlisted the help of police who told security at the Jade Buddha bar pictured they had the authority to override the law's new identification scanning laws in Queensland dictate anyone entering a premises after 10 p.m. must have their passport or driver's license on hand. The devices have cost venues $8,000 each to implement. Prince Frederik and his group were reportedly shocked by the denial, and quickly enlisted the help of police who told security at the Jade Buddha bar they had the authority to override the laws. Daily Mail Australia has contacted Jade Buddha bar for comment. Prince Frederik left smiles with daughter Josephine center left, son Vincent center right and Princess Mary right. The two, pictured, famously met in a Sydney pub during the Olympics in 2000.